harmful or not very harmful, but why not just, make fire, boil it, or get a filter it, melt snow, catch rain, whatever. All dependent on your situation, but chemical additives to my consumable water, potable water, I try to steer clear of unless it is that worst case scenario where it has to happen. Yes, I carry them. No, I do not use them yet. I have not had to use them yet.
Probably, I think that's a last resort.
Yes.
Type of deal. But we actually did just have a conversation. Actually, you brought up to me that there is actually a few companies that actually make gravity, like base camp style filtration systems, large quantities. So you pitch camp next to a creek, you fill this thing up, hang it in a tree, let gravity do its work.
10 liters of water.
Go about your day collecting wood or whatever. Then by dinner time, you're ready to rock.
Yeah,
so that'll probably, I'm sure there'll be something coming up in one of these episodes.
Yeah. We sit there and process water, side by side with our composite bottles and our water filters, and we process a whole bunch of water, put it in a big collection point. We usually bring a collapsible water bag or something like that, and we just put as much in there as possible so that we're not constantly filtering on an as needed basis. But yeah, something like that where you can throw 10 liters in a bag. And I believe it's up to 2 liters a minute, depending on water clarity and stuff like that. I'm currently researching them for my own, for our usage. But yeah, if you're not sitting there, pumping by hand or having to boil, that saves you a bunch of time to go do something else. You can go collect firewood, go explore, do what have you. It just frees up your whole day.
Yeah, absolutely. We, that goes back to kind of, it depends on the type of expedition it is too. Yes. For us, we were actually set up, the one main time when we actually had a communal jug, we were posted up at a base camp for 2-3 days. So in that type of situation,
perfect.
Having mass amount of water just on hand when you're coming back to the same location constantly, that type of thing makes sense. Mm-hmm. But then the other 80% of the time when we're quote unquote fast and light and just keeping it moving, this is, it'll do everything you need it to do. But so we've mentioned boiling water. I think that somewhat segues into maybe the number one most important bushcraft skill is making fire under any circumstances, and that is something that I think any outdoors person, I don't think you can ever really stop practicing or learning it. It always seems there's some new type of way, new type of school of thought on it. Different things work for different people. I would say at this point we've probably tried it all. But more recently, definitely become a lot more in tune to scaling down. You're going to be one of these times when I'm out there. We're going to be caught in a situation where your matchbox is soaked.
Yep.
Your lighter runs out. You drop it in the trail.
Yep.
So you just have to be self-sufficient in something. 200-year-old technology.
Primitive fire making skills.
This is probably something that maybe some people haven't seen, but you've all seen. Do we have? I don't think we have a smaller fire steel on the table.
I got one in hand. Here we go.
Right. So we've all seen magnesium flint with your little fire steel. So I found there's a couple good resources that this thing will probably last two straight summers. I think this will.
I think you're going to get more than that out of it.
So this is a 6 inch by 1/2 inch fire steel from firesteel.com, and this thing has done incredibly well for me. I've had this out only twice so far, but this you can get such a long run with the backside of a blade. The blade I have on the table actually won't work with it. It's stainless steel, but you can get so much material off at once, just a nice big throw, and
Dragon's breath.
This is not. I don't think I've had to do more than 3 flicks, and this is. I had this out at Long Lake up in the High Peaks region last weekend, and I did 4 fires with this. It was one of the easiest tasks while I was up there that I actually did. So, firesteel.com. I haven't seen really in all the outdoor shops that I've visited in this area. Bunch of different online sites I've looked through. Firesteel.com is the only place where I've seen these mammoth ones where you really get bang for your buck, and at I don't even think I paid $10 for this, and you're gonna be loving every 10 of those dollars when it's pouring rain on. You got no other way. That $10 you're not gonna miss. So, nice big Firesteel. I mean, any Firesteel will do it.
That thing's a monster. I'm impressed.
It's that might be the only time you hear that in my life. So, but yeah, and then there's you got your magnesium flood, which I've actually had some pretty good luck with that. But I mean, really, if you're in the Adirondack region, pretty much anywhere in the Adirondacks, you're gonna find yellow birch bark somewhere flaked off of a tree, and I don't know. This might be common knowledge to some people, maybe some people not, but don't carve it off of the tree. Birch bark hangs off of the tree, and it's really easy. You can peel it off with your hand. Don't cut it off. That kills the tree. So, but it is plentiful.
Yes.
It's everywhere. It hangs off the tree. You can pull it off, and it won't hurt the tree that way. But that will go like a son of a bitch. I purposely, actually, this past weekend, I shot some footage, which will be in a future episode. Purposely picked off soaking wet birch bark to see if I could get a Firesteel to take, and with a little bit of help of cotton balls, that went up. I wasn't even prepared for how fast it went up. So nice. Birch bark is nice oily resin on the inside that it'll burn in any temperature, any condition, wet, dry, damp, doesn't matter. But if you don't, magnesium is cool. It will always spark. It'll always light, but it is a son of a bitch to get enough off of this. I don't.
It takes a little bit of time.
I don't know if you guys can leave a comment if you have a method of scraping a lot of this off, because the stuff that they usually come with are these little pieces of jagged aluminum, and it takes forever. I mean, you got to pile up a mound of this stuff to really start a fire. A lot more than you think, but. It's surefire way to do it.
Yeah. Just don't throw the whole brick in your campfire, because, personal experience. But yeah, anyway, don't do that.
Don't do it.
It's real bright.
Let's see what I can work. I think we're kind of in the home stretch.
Yeah.
What else we got? Obviously, we already covered headlamps, but this mine probably isn't as high tech as his. But if you're looking for a 900 lume monster that will light up a quarter-mile circumference around you, sometimes you just gotta go with a heavy hitter. But the thing that's good about his, yours has the dimming technology.
Yes, mine is. It has a technology called reactive lighting, and what it does is it senses the return light energy coming off of objects. So if you bring a map up in front of your face, it will dim down and go to its lower light mode. But as soon as you remove that object, or you're not looking at something in close proximity, the light ramps up to whatever your preset level is. So it extends your battery time, and it also gives you the light you need for the task that you're performing. You can also manually select your light output, but the best thing is just let it do its own thing. And there's multiple modes. There's red, and there's a few different cool things that you can do with it. You can make it flash. But just letting it do its own thing, I seldomly have to charge that headlamp during a trip. And an average trip is a 3-day, 4-day weekend kind of deal. I don't really have to do anything with it. I also use the thing at work all the time, and because I deal with a lot of dark spaces and mechanical rooms and things. And it's been great. It holds up to the abuse that I put on it there, and then I take it outside and use it out there. So other than it being very dirty from my work environment, things,
dirty from every day.
They do a good job, and mine has seen some mileage.
So that's where we
Always.
definitely differ. It's really great to be at a base camp and talk to him when he turns and looks at you, but on the other hand, when I turn and look at you, so, you know, different folks, different strokes.
Yeah.
It's all good. Last couple things. This is definitely an invaluable piece. This, if anything in here, so I mean, fire and a cutting implement are the must-haves. I think this could probably be the number 3 absolute, no matter what.
Well, what about, I would say my number 3 personally is going to be my water holding and purification container. That's my 3. I mean, you could probably hang that over a fire far enough away. I mean, I've seen it done in a plastic bottle far enough off the fire, but I've also seen it get a little too close to the fire, and that plastic bottle goes bye-bye. And then the fire goes bye-bye when the water drops. But,
well, then you're out double.
Yep.
So what we have here, definitely more than just your average tarp. This is a 4-yard by 58-inch piece of side nylon, silicone impregnated nylon.
Ripstop too, right?
Ripstop, yes. Yep, Ripstop. Ripstopbytheroll.com. This is actually just a raw piece, no frills. You actually see that it's actually already starting to fray on the edges because all I do is take it out, use the hell out of it, and then I jam it back in the stuff sack with not a care in the world. But this
and it's paper thin. Actually, I think it's thinner than paper.
It's probably thinner. It doesn't weigh anything, and I mean, this is for you to bring a blue tarp, which I don't know what we're talking, maybe a couple pounds for a 10 by 10, 8 by 8 blue tarp. This is insanely useful. It's insanely waterproof. It's insanely strong. Like he said, it's probably thinner than paper. I mean, you can.
Yeah, you can see light through it.
You can see. This stuff is crazy.